It makes me so happy.
Makes me happy too. I'm actually
Does indeed.
chuckling at you hear that honk honk? That's ours now. And I've just put myself back in that moment when I was yelling across to the Hold Fash and Crystal and the rest of them, and that felt so good.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello,
How you guys all
everyone.
doing? We're just
Happy
enjoying that opening again. Happy, oh yes,
Eid
Deana.
Mubarak. Eid Mubarak. Yeah.
Eid Mubarak. I probably mispronounced that. I apologize to everybody
No,
who
you said it
heard that.
well.
All right, there we go. Yes, so what is Eid exactly?
There's 3 different Eids. This one is Eid al-Fitr, which is the breaking of the fast. So it's after Ramadan. It's the big feast. Excuse me.
So people kind of look forward to this one?
Oh, yeah, it's huge. So the Muslim community, actually everywhere, ends up having a big celebration. They used to go to the Civic Center. I don't know where they were this year, but I got to see some footage of what it was. But they have like all these different vendors. They have food. You do prayer, and the kids have like stuff to do, games and stuff, and then yeah, my mom used to take my kids there, like Isaac first, and then Isaac grew out of it and took Camille a couple times, but she hasn't been. Yeah, she goes to Egypt she went to Egypt this Ramadan because of
That's true.
it fell. Yeah, so which is great.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so everyone.
Yeah. So what kind of week have we had? Well, you've had a bit of an eventful one.
I have.
You have. What do we want to start off with? You tell me. What was your first thing I got you going this week?
What? I don't remember. What were we talking about? There was 2 things. Oh, hey. So after the Palestinian protest,
yes,
I was invited out for dinner with one of the participants. And I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go for dinner. And I thought I would like to stop off at a weed store to buy 1 joint so I can have a couple of tokes. And so we were going to the market anyways. We passed by the one weed store. We go in and I got carded. Fucking got carded. And I didn't bring my passport or my wallet was stolen out of my car. I forgot about that. But my wallet was stolen out of my car on April 1st at like 2 a.m. And yeah, so I don't have a license until my license comes in. So I'm not going to carry my passport, my birth certificate. And do I fucking look like I should be carded? I look at her and I'm like, what? Do you see this? Like, do you see this? Do you see this? It's our policy. I'm like, okay, I'm out.
Seriously, I to this point, I'm like, you should have grabbed your phone, flipped over a CTV, and just played the video. Like, this is me right here being called an elderly woman. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah. So I went from one extreme to another. I'm not old enough to buy weed, and I'm an elderly lady.
Try to get into a fight.
Yeah. I'm a shapeshifter.
Yeah, exactly. You're in the weird place between the underage drinking and elderly. Like, so
maybe it's because I've like the shape shifting. Like maybe it's because I've had a whole month of going to the gym that I've taken 30 years off of me by going to the gym. I'm going to do something really tacky right now, you guys. Speaking of shape shifting, only 2 months. I like you can already see my lats and my shoulder, which you couldn't see before. But 2 months, beast mode. And this is where I'm at. I think I'm doing pretty damn good. Like, what the fuck is that?
Been hearing this all week. Getting all pumped.
You know what? I should have had ready for this. Okay. This is 2 months, guys. Wait till oh yeah. And today I told you guys the story in the last live about my assisted dips and my assisted chin-ups. And when I first started 1 month ago, I did 3 in a row, only 2 inches high. Like, I couldn't even I was just like, "Bleh." And then the dip, same thing. I have met my quarterly goal. I didn't know how long it would take, but I did 2 reps of 10, like, no problem pulling myself up, assisted with 60 pounds, okay? So, I've made myself 60 pounds lighter. And then the dips, 2 times 10, no problem. So, tomorrow I'm doing 20 in a row and 20 in a row, and if that works, Friday, I'm taking off 15 pounds and I'm starting from the beginning again. So, that means I'm a quarter of the way till I can do it my own self, like the whole body.
And she'll be doing one hand. But
Yeah,
the
come at me,
beast.
come at
Well, you know. Yeah. Speaking of come at me, bro. Got this.
Yeah, see, I
What
tried to
up with
I
this?
tried to contract my workout to Jesus, and Twitter wasn't having it.
Like, damn. And it's as I commented, as many everybody else is there, because people are like, well, you know, she was probably being offensive. You know, it's probably something said because she's always taking out stuff. I'm like,
I'm
all right, let's
always
take a
so
look what she
rude.
said.
At least give it to something like that I actually, like, use the F word or something, like, no. This
Of all the things,
joke.
yeah, of all the things, of the ridiculous things that you've said, because you've said a
Yeah,
range of stuff, and
I've
I'll
said
say
some
it.
hardcore shit for sure, yeah.
Yeah, this ain't it, like at all. And I will say it again, end quote, and it's also being streamed on Twitter, so fuck you. Um, I hope
I'm
Jesus
still on
actually.
Twitter. I'm still on Twitter.
I am. But no,
Bugs.
I'm read this out to Twitter, so fuck Twitter if they don't like it. I hope Jesus actually comes today so he can slap these fake Christians upside the head. Jesus is woke, bitches.
Boom.
I think it's hilarious.
Suspended.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious, but I'm like, seriously, really? This is the shit that upsets you, that gets you suspended on Twitter? This right here. I'm going to show you the crazy shit from the far right. I don't have any of that stuff, but I mean, I can show you the crazy shit from the far
Yeah,
right
well,
that gets
that
DM'd
was my
or posted.
response. I'm like, you got Alex Jones on this platform and
Yeah.
Libs of TikTok who are literally inciting violence and glorifying
Mhm.
violence and asking for harassment against people. Like, they're literally doing that. And I was just like, you know, Jesus isn't actually going to come and smack people upside the head, right? Like, is there a human? Anyway, I'm waiting for the appeal response. But if I don't go back on, it's been very like I woke up the next morning to my account being suspended, and I'm like, what? And then I saw what it was, and I'm like, okay, I don't even care. And I've had a really good time off. Like while people are busy on Twitter and stuff, I went back on TikTok and I'm going to be picking up Instagram. That's where people are at right now is Instagram, TikTok, and I will start up like I have a Blue Sky account. I just haven't done anything with it, but it's the same handle but on Blue
But
Sky.
hang on. If you get if you're gonna have more time now because of Twitter, does this mean like we're gonna get more TikTok videos?
Oh yeah. Like I'm going to focus and then I'm be putting them up on YouTube as well. I'm going to be focusing on that because to be honest, like I don't miss Twitter not being on it. Like it was getting pretty noisy the last couple of months and it's a distraction for me. Like I'm getting a lot of Palestinian content on there, but
Mhm.
it's like really, really shadow banned. Whereas it's overwhelming on Instagram and
Yes.
overwhelming on TikTok that the shadow bans aren't even having an effect because this is what everybody is looking at, talking about. I'm not going to convince these fucking disgusting supremacists that are on Twitter
Yeah.
to over like rethink their perspective on genocide.
Well,
Like it's not a conversation. So like I want
no,
to
but I mean, but Twitter is the only one that's kind of weird because you've got a bunch of people who are just like far right racist extremists. Yes,
a lot of
but
them.
they're all on different sides of the line when it comes to Palestine, which
Yeah.
is bizarre. Like half of
But
them are
they're
like, no, we hate Jewish people, therefore we hate Israel. Like, yeah, but I don't hate Jewish
listen
people. I
to why
wouldn't.
I don't give a shit what side they're on.
All right,
They
because they're
don't
shitty
do
people.
anything about it.
Hmm.
I don't care that they picked a side. What are they fucking doing about it? They're just as complacent as everybody else, standing there. Like, we're doing so much more than just marching every fucking week. Like, there's so much more going on. They
There is.
just maybe picked a side, and maybe they want to stay out of it, and maybe they use the term, we just want to stop the entire war machine. And it's like, yeah, we do, but at this very moment, like, let's go. Like,
Yep.
all of
No,
these
absolutely.
countries, not even like, it's just so ridiculous what's happening. But anyway, yeah, I don't want to get too deep into it. We have a
Don't let me stop you.
I'm
Like I
just
could've.
I'm gonna be happy with TikTok and YouTube and
That's
like
fine.
I have my rainbow dough, so I'll still come up on Friday Spaces, but I don't think I'm gonna be on like unless they reinstate my account, and then I'll think about it. But
Yeah, they want to cause you more
I,
chaos. They
I
bring
don't
back the
miss it.
account.
I really don't miss it. So
Well, it'll be kind of fun. You
Twitter,
still got some stuff. No, it's called X now.
yeah, exactly.
It's X. Uh,
Right back at you, Elon. You fucking idiot.
Totally. But yeah, it is what it is. I still got some stuff for you. By the way, we need to figure that out. But let's get into the main stuff. So I don't know if you guys know this, but on Monday something happened. It was the Great Eclipse. The sun came in and blocked the world. Now, there's actually a couple different groups. I've delved into a couple of them. Sorry?
You said the sun. The moon did.
Sorry, the moon blocked the sun. Yes. The sun was blocked by the moon completely. But not everywhere, just wherever you're at.
Yeah.
Although, and all sorts of the groups got all sorts of crazy stupid. As you remember, I showed you guys some stuff in regards to Niagara region last week from Dacey's like, oh my God, they're bringing out the military police. Okay, yeah, okay, bud. To where we talked in spaces where the flat earthers are coming in there and talking about, what was the one we had there? Sex magic. The eclipse.
That one, when you posted that one, like how I laughed it was even stronger. Like I laughed so hard reading that. And it was
Oh, and you weren't the only one. Many people came in like, I almost died.
Yeah,
I spit took that.
But I had to think, like, did somebody like just make a joke and doctor it? But no, it's like for real.
I don't know. That was actually me. I actually screenshotted that.
Yeah.
Right, because I'm sitting there because I follow Nico because there's some entertainment value there. And as I'm sitting there looking at it, I look over in my Twitter feed and I just see streaming, because you'll see streams that are sort of going on there from people doing some live streams or from spaces. And I saw he's doing a live stream. I'm like, all right, what is it called? Eclipse Sex Magic. I'm like, well, I gotta check this shit out.
Yeah, did you though?
I did.
Oh God, tell me.
It was more. It wasn't as fun as you'd hope it'd be. Like I was hoping for like some sort of ranty. Just tell me about the orgies. Like, just tell me how many margaritas are involved. Like just go.
But I thought he was a virgin. Like he's waiting to be married.
He might be.
So what does he know about sex and magic?
Well, he believes a lot of crazy stuff. Again, he's a flat earther. He believes in the firmament, that there's a dome over the world, and that all this stuff about satellites and rockets and going to the moon is all fake. So
what's the magic of having sex in the eclipse? Under the eclipse is like, does that
I'm kind of curious, but I'm also worried to know.
Oh, I thought you watched it. Okay. Okay.
I watched part of it because there was actually 3 videos over 3 days, and they're all a couple of hours long. And I'm like, I don't think I can handle that much.
And it was of him, or it was like
it was him, all him. He's like pulling up stuff, and then he's just ranting for a while, then pulling up more stuff and ranting. Like I can take some of that, but I'm like, there's only so much, and I'm like, no. I just can't.
He's really lucky his parents have money.
Yes, they are. But so aside from that craziness, there was still some other crazy because you know what? When it comes to the eclipse, Nico and the flat earthers are not the only ones.
You're not alone, Nico.
You're
There's
not alone, Nico.
other people.
Your favorite friend, Mr. Bigger,
I'm
is
so
there.
glad he did that. Nobody deserves it more than him. He should be blind. He should never ever be able to see another fucking thing again in his life. He's a piece of shit. Actually, he should never be able to say another thing in his life either. But whatever. I'll start with the eyes. He gouged
I'm
his
like,
own eyes out. Like, what kind of karma is that? It's great
I'm sitting
karma.
there looking at this. I'm like, all right, so you're not gonna fall for the big eyeglass, like the big eclipse glasses scam? Is this what we're going with? Like this is what people devise as the big scam was these eyeglasses? Like these eyeglasses were not expensive. Like I got a pack of 5 for $15. Like they're not expensive.
It's not about the expensiveness. He just doesn't want to do it. He just
He's
wants
contrarian.
to,
He just wants to be
yeah,
contrarian.
like yeah. But I'm trying to see their shadow and I can't see their shadow. Like I want to know if the sun is right above him. Kind of looks like it from the sky, but I don't see the shadow. So is he actually?
From what I could tell,
Is that a
from I
video?
think well, this is from a live stream. Yeah, Cookie Lady got from a
Oh,
live
okay,
stream.
cool. So then, yeah, then he's looking up at the sun. Okay.
He's looking up the sun. I'm pretty sure it's correct and it's accurate at that particular point in
Oh,
time
I'd like
because
to
he
know
would have
how
been
long
live.
he stared at the sun for. It only takes up to 10, like it only takes 10 seconds, even less. But
So yeah, and so for a little context, also why it's dangerous more so for the eclipse than anything else because staring at the sun in general is a terrible thing. It's a
yeah,
dangerous thing. But when the sun is out, you have a little bit of protection because you look at the light source and your eyes will, your pupils will contract.
right.
The problem with the eclipse is as the sun's getting into the way, sorry, as the moon's getting into the way of the sun, you're right, I do screw those up. Um,
It gets darker.
it gets darker, which means your pupils start to dilate. And so
And
some of the rays you can't see suddenly have much better access
the
into your
strongest
eyes.
rays, like the UVB and UVA
Yeah,
rays, they're still there.
exactly. Those
And you
rays are
know how
coming in
they
there
say
stronger.
they're higher
Hmm?
in cloudy weather?
Hmm?
Like the UV, like just
It
because
is.
it's cloudy doesn't mean that the UV isn't high, right?
That's
Like,
correct. And it's not gonna be as bad for your skin, but it's gonna definitely be worse for your eyes because your eyes are more relaxed, the pupils dilate more, and they take
absolutely,
more of
that's
that
what I
in.
mean.
Yeah,
Like it exactly. So anyway,
yeah.
there's no logic with them.
No,
Um,
there's none. I mean, it's again, he's
he
staring
looks
at the sun.
that's the perfect picture. He looks like a dope. Like he looks like
Yeah.
an idiot.
But you know what's better than this photo? The comments.
Oh goody.
All those people put the time into fighting for their country as they
What?
do, running to see the eclipse. Maybe we could get rid of Trudy. Sickening
Okay,
how
how about
people can't be
this?
bothered.
If all of those people put their time into fighting for their country as they do commenting on Facebook, maybe you could learn something and know how politics works. And you can get rid of Trudy in 2025, but that's not going to fix your issues, you dumb, stupid. Sickening how
Yeah.
people can't be bothered. Like, what is she even talking about?
I don't think she even bothered to understanding civics.
What did she do? What did
I
she
don't
do
know.
instead of look at the eclipse?
She rage tweeted. Sorry, she rage
Rage
commented on Facebook.
commented. Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. God, these
absolutely
people
right.
are annoying.
They are. They are. I mean, but it doesn't stop there because you know what? We got more. Watch the eclipse in Edmonton. No safety glasses. I'm not blind. Don't wear glasses and watch the sun as often as you can. I watch the sun as often as I can.
The name is cut
All right,
off. Is
bro.
that a real person? Or is
I
that
believe
somebody
so.
pretending to be a chud just so to like
It's so without
it's so
knowledge or context,
stupid.
I
I wonder if
think
people
yeah.
can be that stupid.
These are filtered by these are filtered um by Cookie Lady.
Oh, yeah?
Usually she's usually pretty good in making sure that she gets the chud ones. So yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Big thanks to Cookie Lady for this stuff.
They're hilarious.
Because again, sun is 48 miles. Yeah, so back to flat Earth. Sun is 48 miles wide and 5,000 miles away from sea level. Not an eclipse. Not any eclipse is dangerous to any living organism. Just blurs your vision for a couple of minutes. First of all, punctuation, people.
But it doesn't blur your vision for a couple of minutes. That's not even what it does.
No, you'll get spots in the eyes, and you're hoping that it's going to come back.
This one lady stared at the sun for 10 seconds, and it wasn't until days later that she started to feel the effects, like, or maybe she just
It's
didn't
good.
notice or whatever. But yeah, like you're burning your retina, your cornea or whatever. Like it's just the stupidest thing. Why?
The
Who are
dice
you?
roll.
Is this like your shining moment as a hero because you stared up at the sun when you were told not to? Like, don't touch the plate, it's hot. Touch.
Some
Like,
people are the don't touch the stove, it's hot, and they will touch it.
uh,
Some people are just like that.
because I don't know. When do you grow out
Now,
of
the people that do that, sometimes they will learn and grow and understand, and some don't.
what does
We're
it
dealing
say?
with ones that don't.
At least you
Um,
could see some of it here in what's that? Virginia? They
you could read
sprayed
that.
chemtrails one plane after another. Pieces of shit they are. Okay,
So,
Dennis.
so Dennis is blaming. Okay, so as in Ontario and many of the other areas, there was cloud coverage, so a lot of people couldn't quite see the eclipse properly
What
because
was
we got
big
a cloudy
government trying
areas.
to hide?
So yeah, it's big government that was hiding the eclipse by spraying chemtrails in the sky. They somehow nobody noticed a huge, like a colossal amount of planes flying through the skies and spreading chemtrails everywhere to hide the sun. Because that's what we can do for some reason.
Crystal, are
Don't
you
know.
stupid? But
You're asking that now?
no paper eclipse glasses to keep the liquid in your eyes from boiling? Who said that that was gonna happen? Who said that was gonna happen? That's not what burning your eyes means. It doesn't mean that it's gonna, like, start boiling. It's not that kind of burn,
These
dummy.
people, these people were not top of the class in science.
Science in life, like, you
Yeah.
gotta know
Oh
that
yeah.
there's other burns other than okay, anyway,
All
whatever.
right. Now we also got people in Ottawa
Really?
that were also there. That's yeah, Millie let us know. Nothing to see here. Just a bunch of chuds watching the eclipse without eye protection at the Ottawa courthouse. Oh, and did you hear the latest? They don't think it was the moon that passed by the sun. Nope. They believe it was a black hole in the sun itself.
Huh? Huh?
Yeah, I'm very curious about that one.
Do they know what a
Very.
black hole is? It's antimatter. I know that's a
No.
concept
It's
that
not
is
antimatter. It's not
it's
antimatter. It's
sorry,
collapsed matter.
collapsed
Collapsed.
matter.
Yeah, it's collapsed matter.
But the whole point actually and planets can be born out of these what is it? The nebulous is like where all the baby planets are. I watched something at the IMAX. It was fucking amazing.
It is. The black holes. So, I mean, the essence of
No,
black
not
holes.
planets. I'm sorry. Stars were being born. Stars
Yeah.
were being born.
Yes.
Not
But
planets.
but
Planets come
black
from
holes
stars.
themselves are just collapsed. That collapse in matter. So the most interesting thing I think about it is, and I remember studying this in school, and the physics behind it, and it makes sense in regards to it. It takes something like a sun to turn into a black hole because there's that much matter in a sun that when it collapses on itself, so much density starts to build up that the gravity, because of the size of something like the sun, all that matter just collapses onto itself. Now, the cool thing is if our sun ever collapsed into a black hole and did it perfectly, like it just took itself and went whoop to a black hole, nothing would change for us in regards to the planet's orbits because it's still
Oh,
the
I thought
same
it
mass
would
in the
fix
center.
I thought black holes actually take things in.
They do, but the thing is that the amount of matter hasn't changed. So
All right.
if our sun was to just turn into a black hole, nothing would change for us. It's just that you can get closer to that black hole, and the minute you get to a certain point, when you get too close, then you're going to get sucked in. But the point is, it's still the same amount of mass. It's a really cool
Well,
concept once you
you
understand it.
said nothing would happen to us, but what you mean is
Yeah.
nothing would happen to the planet because we need the sun, and if the sun is not there,
Absolutely agree. You're
we're
absolutely
done.
right. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. Nothing
Yeah.
would happen to the orbit of the planets because they were continuing because the masses are still the same. You're right. We'd all be dead because we'd be cold and we'd have no light and we just have nothing to
No
continue to
food,
fuel.
nothing. Yeah.
So, yeah. So aside from that part, yeah, let's just make sure the sun continues.
Well, what do you do? Whatever.
Don't black hole it. So yeah, if a black hole crossed in front of the sun, I'm like, yeah, no. If we had a black hole that close that would suck away all the light.
So they're not, are they flat earthers then? Is that like a flat earther theory to have a black
No,
hole past the sun or that it's in the sun? The black hole is in the
I
sun.
don't think it's a black hole theory there. I think that's just something completely bizarre. Just again,
Almost like
alternate
the
science.
portholes.
Yeah, something with the portholes because
Maybe
that's what
that's
they
what they
do.
meant. It's a porthole, not a black hole.
It's a porthole. Christ. No. But no. But so back to the thing about this though is with all this stupidity, this might be kind of the interesting story. So one of the other little side stories, and I tried to get a video for it because there was a video that I didn't get a chance because I hadn't lost it, but I do have the information here, which is during the eclipse, we figured there's gonna be a lot of Google searching and try to see what's trending. People might thought it was like, eclipse, what might be the next eclipse, what's the previous eclipse, interesting science about the eclipse. No, what the most interesting thing that was trending during eclipse was
My eyes hurt.
my eyes hurt. My eyes hurt was the biggest thing trending on there. And Google is fantastic when it comes to their metrics. They not only just get their metrics, they also can break that shit down by area. And so they did break that shit down by area. And there was a pattern as to where. The darker blue is
The
where
red states.
states where the goddamn eclipse was going across.
The red states, though.
Well, Texas is definitely a red state. New England, not so much.
I see what you're saying. But
there's just a lot of dumb humans. Just
well, every
dotted their
other
eyeballs.
day, the top search is why does my brain hurt? So at least this time it was their eyes.
I know, but that right there just it does make my brain hurt because I thumped my head a little bit onto
All this, every time we do this, we're just giving ourselves mini concussions.
There is the jello's moving around in there. It's not good. But speaking of Ottawa, so they did do the viewing in Ottawa, and one of the other people that got to share in the joy was Mr. Justin Trudeau. You know him.
Yeah, I do.
Yes. So he got a chance to actually go out and go take a look at the eclipse. Now, he was able to do it from the rooftop of the PMO's office. The PMO's. Minister's office.
He did that to troll, I think. He could have gone anywhere he wanted.
I think so, too.
It was totally to troll.
Possibly. But it's also a fantastic viewpoint, too.
It is. Yeah, I wonder if he even heard them.
So, well, let's take a look here for those who are not too sure what we're talking about.
Hey, good to see ya.
You're a dictator, Trudeau. Your days are numbered.
Dark now.
I don't know what you want. We see you.
Lies and corruption. Stop the lies and corruption. We want an end to your lies. Lies and corruption. Go back in the building. We don't want to see you. Lies and corruption. You're a failure. You're a mistake. Get in the building. Lies and
So literally everybody else, oops, that was there on Parliament was just there to go see the eclipse.
I
Like,
wonder if they could hear him. I hope they couldn't.
you can actually hear. So in Luc Lebrun's second video there, if you listen carefully, you can actually hear Justin Trudeau from the rooftop saying, "Hey, how are you?" In that from the first clip, you can actually hear
Oh,
it.
that's
So I
awesome.
invite you guys to go take a look at both that and Luc Lebrun's videos, and you'll hear him going, "Hey, how are you?" And you'll hear it while he's talking over Johnny Rowe. Like, oh my god.
Hilarious.
So it is entertaining, but again, it's one of those things that's just ridiculous because so to bring back to that particular point, and I even want to sort of bring this back up here just to take a look at different points here. So there he is. Sorry, there's Justin Trudeau, and we can kind of whoops. I am horrible in here. I'm just gonna get his marquee out of the way here. I think there we go. You can see there's a large crowd here. So that crowd is there to see the eclipse. Like that's it's a Monday on Parliament Hill. It's not any special event day, except for the eclipse. That's all they're there for. So it's no big deal. But these guys and this particular part of the video here, where this individual is yelling at them. Oh, sorry, that's Johnny's.
That's Johnny
That's-
Rowe. The other one is okay. What's that girl's name again? I can't remember her dumb name. She's dumb though. Deborah or something.
Yeah. So this one here, this was it was tagged as this is during the actual zenith. This is during the actual point of the eclipse when it's dark, and at those darkest points. And obviously, it wasn't a full blackout because we're not, we weren't directly in the path. But yeah, like they would rather yell at the prime minister than
Enjoy
at
that shit.
then enjoy the rarity of an event of an
Yeah.
eclipse. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you showing?
And
You're showing a bunch of people you have messed up priorities.
and nobody cares. Like that's still just the 5 of you out there yelling your heads off. And
Mhm.
everybody else is enjoying themselves. Like, I don't know, read your surroundings. You know what I mean? Like it's just so bizarre
Yeah.
that they haven't figured the shit out yet. Like they haven't figured it out. No one's joining your cause. Nobody gives a flying fuck. You did this starting April 1st. It is now April 10th. And you're
Yeah.
just as small and puny that as you were right at the beginning. Like just
Yeah.
get over it, man.
They've been doing this for who knows how
2
long now.
years,
It's
man.
2
And they
years.
keep having a different story for why they do it. And it's like none of it is working. And they're just pissing everybody off. Go get a life, please. Just go get a fucking life.
Yeah, these guys are all saying they're standing up for the country. We're standing for this, but everybody's like,
No,
they don't
and
speak
nobody
for us.
wants, yeah, nobody wants it. Like you're not gonna move the majority. And Pierre Poilievre needs to stop encouraging like the little fringy minority people. I think Pierre Poilievre thought he had some pull because of his polling numbers and tries to get everybody to get out and protest. Guess what, Pierre Poilievre? Nobody's buying your shit. So you might not win this election. Don't get so fucking comfortable because you tried to incite the country to be pissed off about the carbon tax. Yet even your voters, supposedly, at this point, if an election were to be held, know the importance of the carbon tax. You dumb fuck. They know that they're going to be part of that 80% that is going to get this carbon tax back.
Everybody
Pierre
gets a carbon
Poilievre-
tax back. Yeah.
Exactly. Pierre Poilievre is not going to win this election if he keeps on keeping on the way he's keeping on.
Mhm.
And that's the thing. Like Justin Trudeau being up on the PMO doing that and having those clowns behave that way is like a stain on Pierre Poilievre. Like, it was the best troll. If he decided that he was just trolling, because he could have gone anywhere in Ottawa or anywhere in Canada to watch this moment. He could have done that. He didn't. He fucking, like, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I'm thinking too deeply into this, but these stupid dummies need to just know that they're dumb and nobody cares anymore.
Yeah. They're still going to try to stick themselves in there and try to show people. And when I say that, I mean, they're now suing Niagara Falls for the state of emergency.
Yeah, we were talking about that on.
We were talking about this on Friday. So for those
Yeah.
who didn't get that, I got some more details here in regards to it because I got a chance to read the article a little bit more in depth than just a couple of minutes while we're doing the live stream.
Yeah.
So Eclipse group launches legal challenge over Niagara state of emergency. So this is the CCF, I think it's called, Canadian Constitution
Yes.
for Freedom or Foundation.
Found-
So here it is. Yeah, Canadian Constitution Foundation filed a notice of application for a judicial review of the region's state of emergency, also calling on Ontario Premier Doug Ford to intervene. CCF is deeply concerned about the proliferation of declarations of emergency in situations where no genuine emergency exists. The group said in a statement issued Friday. Like, all right, so you guys get to declare what an emergency is?
Yeah,
Cool.
like, why do you get to say we elected these people? I mean, not we. I'm not in Niagara, but their constituents elected them.
Exactly. Niagara did it for preemptively, and we're about to get into that because, again, I got more than just one slide this time. So police have previously said estimates of 1 million people could descend on the area. Legislation used to declare state of emergency says it should be relied upon to promote the public good by protecting the health, safety, and welfare of the people in Ontario in times of declared emergencies. So they're expecting like about 1 million people to descend on Niagara Falls. Now, Niagara Falls always gets a fair amount of people, but that might be a little bit more than they can handle. And so declare ahead of time, declaring a state of emergency is kind of a good thing. Because this allows them to do stuff. And we'll get to Bernhardt, who will explain this in a bit. So, but CCF comes back and says, in its bid to trigger a judicial review, the CCF has suggested that the Niagara region's declaration, thank you, Magic Hand, was unlawful and failed to meet the definition of an emergency. Using emergency powers broadly outside of an imminent emergencies could be risky, and the group urged. Hang on a sec. What powers do you think you get when you declare a state of emergency? Like, does suddenly I get full forces? Do I get like full dictatorship? I run the whole thing, like the military comes out. You declare a state of emergency, you just say you need.
It's totally the military and the horses.
Well, it's just a fucking line of war horses.
No, just think about this for a second. Canada Day in Ottawa.
Yep.
We already have 1 million people, and all we get, there's 250,000 people out on Canada Day. The resources that it takes to ensure everybody's safety. Canada Day is something that happens once a year, so we know it's coming. Exactly. The eclipse is a once in a lifetime thing. They're not going to have a provision in there, whatever, to be able to have all these resources at their fingertips for this event that everybody had already announced they were going to Niagara. So how many people showed up in Niagara Falls?
I don't know the numbers. I didn't get that, but to a couple of people's points here is, you're absolutely right. Like, again, it's let me finish off this because I got I got one more slide after this one here. Sorry, or two more. If this goes unchecked, it is a virtual guarantee that activists will argue that various social issues like homelessness and climate change also constitute states of emergency. Well, actually,
more police.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
CCF litigation director Christine Van Gin said, "While these are vexing problems, they shouldn't be used to give powers to governments, extraordinary powers to trample on our rights. Not what a state of emergency does."
And what did you think they were going to come?
And I'm not a lawyer.
pulling out the whatever, like military police to beat on people for coming to watch the eclipse. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here?
Yeah, exactly. So this is I think it's
Demons.
David Bernhardt here who speaks on this, and said this declaration has ensured we have the correct staffing levels across all our lines of business, and opened up our opportunities for collaboration and cooperation that will help the day run as smoothly as possible. They're firing up the state of emergency. As Bernhard says, Bernhard said declaring the state of emergency was a safeguard for the region ahead of an unprecedented day. Yes, that's what the state of emergency, especially being done ahead of time, does. It allows you to unlock resources so you can get the extra policing if you need to, get the barricades, get the people off of a standby, get people on standby, get get the extra enforcement, get the extra medical services, because again, you got a lot of people are gonna get hurt. It's just the outlaws
People will
are
have
just
heart attacks. They'll have diabetes attacks. They'll
yeah.
have
Those are
whatever.
all
A million
averages. Yeah,
people. Yeah.
yeah. They're like, well, it's a conspiracy of more people. We're getting sick on that. It's like, no, you have an extra million people in there. It's still the same rate that they're getting injured or sick or whatnot.
Yeah.
It's just you have a million people, so that percentage is going to be across a
Shit
larger pool.
happens. Correct.
Exactly. So it's just making sure you have all these sources available, and as well as just making sure the crowd control, traffic control, just that kind of stuff. Especially for a million people, Niagara region may not be able to handle that generally. Right? It can generally handle that, but just not an additional 1 million. So this is a
it's time
stupid
to bring out
lawsuit.
the military and the tanks. So just relax, people.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, oh, it's the state of emergency. They're doing another emergencies act. No. This is
But
not the emergencies act.
lawyers, like we looked it up. These are lawyers who actually are putting. Well, they say they're
One's a lawyer, the other one's a lawyer by trade, as in like they
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 didn't take the bar.
didn't take the
Not
bar.
certified.
They
They read a couple of books.
Well, no. They took the schooling. They got their Juris Doctora, so they got the schooling.
Okay, they got the
They just
certificate.
never. Yeah, they got the certificate. They just never got the bar. That's just. It's what it is. And I think people are saying between 200,000 and 300,000. Sorry, 200,000 people showed up in Niagara, is what you're saying, which is good. At least they were able to handle it. But you know what?
Still 200,000, like I said, in
Yeah.
Ottawa, we get to about like 150 to 250,000 people on Canada
I
Day.
mean, we get declarations of state of emergency all the time. I mean, Ottawa got when we had the Derica, we had the state of emergency.
Yep.
And declaring a state of emergency isn't some sort of like the army's going to come in and start beating people. That's
Right.
not what happens.
And
Declaring
it's
a state of
not
emergency.
just for acts. Well, I mean, it was an act of God. The eclipse was
Yeah.
an act of God.
A lot of times it's for an act of God, or an act of nature, depending
Yeah.
But it's just some sort of random act of nature or other some sort of other mercy. You declare a state of emergency not to bring in the army. It's just to bring in resources. We got something overwhelming. We need extra help. We might need we might call in the military, but usually if the military comes in, it's not going to be because they need to be policing. The military comes in to do it's in during the I remember the military coming in during the ice storm, because that got declared a state of emergency, and they were going out to rural areas. They were tasked there as help, because there was no power to a lot of these branches. So a lot of the soldiers were actually assigned to just milk cows, because if you don't milk a cow every day, you risk injuring and killing a cow.
Yeah, because
for
it
these
gets
farmers,
infections. Yeah, I remember the Quebec farmers were crying.
Yeah.
Because Quebec got hit hard. But yeah, I
did.
do remember that. And the soldiers, but
Yeah.
also the military has people with different skills. So
Yeah.
the military is like almost a community of skilled laborers too. So that's what they were: electricians. They were helping with the hydro. They were putting back up the poles, cutting down the trees, that branches, all that other shit. Yeah.
And that's the purpose of your state of emergency, to come and
Correct.
bring in that help, because I've got an emergency.
Correct.
The emergency is not something, is not going to be, I say it's not something fatal. Well, no, it could be something fatal, but the state of emergency is just, I've
There's
got a bigger problem that I can handle. I need help for that. And it could be, like I said, in regards to rural Quebec, it was just getting a bunch of guys who could milk cows. That saved so many farmers the misery of having to deal with suffering cows and losing possibly an entire group of them.
yeah, to
Um,
a painful, horrible death too to
yeah,
the cow. Yeah.
exactly. Or it could be, people coming in, clearing trees and clearing roads, or at least, and especially coming in there quickly just to clear the roads so they can, emergency vehicles have access or people have access to get there. It could
They
be
have
getting law enforcement
doctors
there.
and
Yeah,
nurses. So during COVID, when
yeah.
the military had to come out to help the long-term
Mhm.
care homes because they were falling to pieces and people were dying by
Yeah.
like
State emergencies are always declared, and they should never be sort of, this lawsuit. I hope the judge throws it out because this should never be a thing. State emergencies, people should not be second guessing, third guessing, and whatnot to be declaring a state emergency. If there is a state emergency, you need to be able to declare it as soon and as easily as possible because the reason is you're declaring it because your area needs help.
I don't think this lawsuit's going to go anywhere.
I hope no, but
I
I
feel like
hope
they just wanted to ride off of the hype at the moment, and I don't think they're going to go any
that's fine.
further.
But I hope, to be honest, I hope the judge slaps them hard for the ridiculousness it is. As in, this is you trying to. We're not sure what you're trying to do here, but you need to suffer for this one.
Yeah, but
We
the
need to make an
problem
example of you
is
for this one.
the courts are just like any other industry
Mhm.
where I feel like they don't readily hold their colleagues or the other officers of the court or whatever accountable. Like they try really hard to sort of not have to deal with that unless it absolutely has to be. And I don't think this is one of those times.
Possibly. I guess let
I don't
let
know.
let the boy dream, can you? Can
Yeah,
you just
I
stop
hope you're
crushing
right.
my dreams?
I would love to be proven wrong. So, but
Yeah. Listen,
anyways,
make my dream come true. Prove her wrong.
prove me
That way.
wrong.
Prove her wrong.
Make my dream come true. Prove me wrong.
There we go.
Yeah.
Make our dream come true. And it's again, I know it's going to get dismissed. I just want to, there's nothing wrong with doing a little public shaming in the process of them. You know. So, time to move over to the updates in regards to the blockades. And we're going to start off with the leadership of the blockade, who got together on a virtual call and decided to discuss how they're doing. And more importantly, they wanted to express their messaging. And this is from Dana, Raven.
Vulture.
I think what we're finding here for all of us when it comes to numbers and the support is the relation to Freedom Convoy. Okay. And a lot of people, whether they liked it or didn't like it, it doesn't matter. There's been being a lot of relation back to Convoy with this movement right now. And that's going to take a little bit of time for us to pull away from and for people to realize this is not Freedom Convoy in disguise, that this is the carbon tax movement. And that's super important for us to make sure that we continue to try and pull that away from that this is not Freedom Convoy 2.0. This has nothing to do with it. Just because we have Canadian flags or just because we're honking to get attention, this is not Convoy. This is carbon tax only.
Remember when they tried that with Tupac and it didn't work?
And when they tried that with STC, it didn't
Yeah.
work.
They're
And
ridiculous.
when they tried that with the April 1st, it didn't work.
Yeah, the national shutdown, the OG, the national shutdown. I remember all this stuff because I've been like inundated with these stupid videos that I have to watch of our past dealing with these losers on both my lives and Dacey's lives.
It's, I think it's as a Ricky Bobby here saying here, it's and very much so. They want us to know these are all special, unique, different movements, but
The
couple of
problem,
things with that.
yeah, well, one, it's not just Canadian flags you have there. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same Canadian flags, the same F. Trudeau flags, it's the
Same
same
Every Child Matter flags, co-opting, same
yeah,
fucking American
same
flags,
same convoy flags are there
same
too.
convoy flags, same stupid banners, same stupid chants that come out of your disgusting mouths where you talk about transitioning or parental rights or fucking God or whatever Bible shit you want to fucking talk about, or fuck Trudeau. Like, it's all there. We've heard it before. If it talks like a duck and walks like a duck, it's a fucking duck.
Yep.
Like, yeah. Oh,
Nope,
hi,
you're
Ben.
absolutely right. And that's exactly it. I mean, it's
Do you hear my dog sleeping?
was your dog sleeping?
Yeah, well, he was
A
making
pupper
barking.
sleeping.
Yeah, barking.
Oh,
You'll hear it. I'm not going to wake him up. No, you didn't catch that? All right.
well, I heard it that time.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
That's him.
Sorry, I was just trying to fix some mistake I made. But yeah, it's it's exactly that. It's constantly the same damn thing.
Okay, I'll just gently wake him up. Benny. Ben. You having fun? Okay.
Are you having fun, Benny? Chasing that squirrel?
I bet you he dreams of the time where he used to be able to run across the field and chase the squirrels and yell at them and whatever. Like, I bet you his dreams are still him running like he used to.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know, it's sad when you can't run as quickly as you used to.
He's really good at walking now, though, so that's good.
That's great. But yeah, no, these guys are dumbasses. Speaking of which,
There's plenty of dumbasses we can talk about today.
oh yeah, let's see. Let's start with this one.
Hey guys. Okay, just wait for a second here. Hey guys, I'm gonna say some things. Like I can only be myself. Okay, I'm gonna try to be as gentle about this as I can. That had its own issues. You know, didn't meet with enough people, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, what ended up happening with that is that convoy ended up at camp, and that camp didn't really end up progressing. Do you want to know why the camp didn't progress? Because people keep coming for a day and leaving, or the biggest thing, they come up on the weekends and then they leave. Nobody's listening to us on the weekends. Who is listening on the weekends? Please tell me that. Who's listening? You think anybody gives a fuck if you go wave a flag on every single day for 4 years? Guys, how can you not be as tired as I am? Every day for 4 years. We go on Facebook. What are we going to do? We need to do something. When are we going to stand up? I'm sick of this. Okay, but then every time somebody's standing up, there's not enough people standing behind them. And that's the God honest truth. How do you want me to dress that up? Hey, guys. Kind of need your support a little bit more than just the weekend if we want to make a move and take over the country. Like, how am I supposed to say this nicely? Like, I'm tired. I'm stressed out. Like, bro, I'm seeing the same thing happen again and again. People go all in. They put their effort all in, hoping that others are going to come behind them all in. So until we're willing to risk everything, we're not going to gain anything. We're just going to keep going further and further and further down this fucking shithole that we're fucking in. Like, see, I told myself I probably shouldn't come on right now. Like, what is going to make you guys come out? What is going to make you guys say, you know what? I'm ready to stand for my country. I'm ready to stand for my children. What is it going to take? Because my face, I can see it in the camera. It's beet red. My nostrils are flaring. Like, yo,
I'm doing it right.
What do I have to do to get you guys out of your houses? I'll do it. I'll do anything. Get out of your houses, please. Come and help me.
She's so dramatic. So fucking. They are legit certified. Like, they are legit certified. The fact that she thinks that they're actually going to be able to take over the country. And she said it without even like,
Oh yeah. She said it with her chest open, and
yeah, like,
probably a bit of passion. Like, what does it take to get you guys out so we can take over the country?
yeah, I'll do.
You
Yeah,
can do
like,
what now? I feel you just jumped over a significant step there.
well,
dear.
no, it's just like, this is what it's really about, everybody. She said it, the quiet part, out loud.
With a
This
bit
is
of
what it's about. It's the
with a bit of spice.
insurrection. It's her and her stupid, dumb friends having these idiotic conversations, acting like that they're actually going to succeed at taking over the country. They are legit certified. Like, and she's lucky she has money. I don't know how, because I don't think she works, but somehow she has enough money to be a dumbass on the side of the road, freaking out over 2 cents on a can of soup. You know, like, fuck off.
It's a can of soup.
Not even 2 cents. There's this really great guy on TikTok. He does what I really wanted someone to do. I could have done it, but I didn't do it because I don't have time for that shit. But he does. He literally does examples using different items. So he just did cans of soup on the skid, how much could fit in the truck. It's still within the legal weight limit, so the truck will
Yep.
take it. You know, this is the distance, does the full on math in front of their faces. And it's like, and they're extreme cases. So yeah, like, it's just so stupid that these people are losing their fucking shit thinking that the carbon tax was going to be what's going to drive the country to help them take over the country. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, anyways. Oh, God. Carl was having one of those days today, too, having a conversation. We don't have the video, but I suggest you guys see how much of a deranged lunatic this guy has turned out to be. Like, Carl has lost
I
his
think.
fuck.
Yeah, I think Mayor was pushing out some, or was you
Mayor,
said Mayor
yeah,
was
I
looking at?
saw it on Mayor today, and I'm like,
Did he turn into a video or something?
it was Smoothie and Carl in the car on the way back to Ottawa.
There's a fun Uber to share.
I don't think it was an Uber. I think somebody was driving. But I feel like
And being their Uber driver.
Carl is an idiot. Like, he's certified idiotic and delusional. The fact that he is talking like he's somebody, a hero, for being the only one on the fucking border, the only one holding the line. He's like, I was the only one there and I was holding the line and I was being monitored for 5 hours by the police. Dude, they were just making sure that crazy guy on the bridge wasn't going to fucking jump. Like, just shut the fuck up, dude. Like,
More than likely, okay. So we've seen when Carl goes and does his stuff, and I can see why. I'm not sure. Like, he's thinking like the police are aggressive. They're probably looking like, okay, there's a weird guy in a hoodie with a hat and the hoodie up, and
well,
he
they have
just
to be
feels
there
shady.
because they all said that they were going to be there. I have to give me 1 second. You talk. Take me off the screen for a second.
No, fine. You guys only get to deal with me now, so. But yeah, Carl is interesting in regards to. He has been concerning, but he's been like this for a little bit. So it is one of those that I hope somebody sort of checks up to make sure he's okay. Mostly because he's, he seems to be very concerned about enforcement monitoring him, and to me, that's just that kind of a concerning messaging that should be sort of acknowledged and sort of addressed in regards to, you okay? And as for Carl being God heavy these days, I'm like, well, Carl's been God heavy for many days. Even back at Tupac, he's been talking about God. I remember talking to Carl briefly back then too. Not as much, but yeah, he's a bit of a strange one. I mean, I'm not gonna guess in regards to Carl's issues, but he is religious. So that's not a guess. He's quite devout about it. You've seen in his videos. He's got crosses in his place and everything else. And he states his love for God and everything else. And but he is also getting paranoid. So it's a bit. Um. Oh, till we get back there, there is a second video. I believe we got somebody coming back. Share. Kind of slow because she's a bit elderly. A minute or two. That's okay. Elderly, she's not going to hear me either, so all good. Oh, the wrong side. There we go. There we go. All good now.
All good.
Excellent. So I got more video from her.
From who? Crystal?
Okay, I am on my way to join the farmers up in Durham. The point of my coming on live right now, though, guys, is our Ontario-Quebec border needs us. They're getting arrested. They have threats of being arrested. The police are all out on the line already. Apparently, when I'm talking to them, they're saying the police have it blocked off on both sides. So nobody can get in either way. I don't know, man. You know what I say to that? Let's start fucking blocking the fucking police cars so that when they start making arrests, they can't pull out with those arrestees. Like, it's time we set this shit up, guys. We can't keep saying, like, they tell us move back and we say, okay, officer. We can't keep, like, we have to start pushing back, guys. The time is now. The time is fucking now. If you are close to Ontario-Quebec border, Ottawa, everybody in fucking Ottawa, please start fucking carpooling. Get in your cars. Let's fucking, they blocked us off. We can't get in. Let's fucking block them. They can't get out with our fucking people in the back of those cruisers. We have to start pushing back. We have to step this up, guys. We have to. We can't keep getting pushed back. We can't. We can't let them just keep arresting us. Ontario, Quebec, please get to that border. If you can't get through, then line the fucking thing. Block those fucking cop cars in. Let's go. They won't let us in? Fine. Block them in. Block them in. So they can't take our people. Get to that border. They're not going to let you through. Start lining your cars up around them. Don't let them out with our people.
She's fucking certified. Like, she's hyperventilating right there too. She's just lost.
Well, she's getting that whole beat red face thing again she was talking about.
And she needs to take deep breaths so oxygen can get to her brain, because everything she spewed out of her mouth is not a good idea. And it's not going to work. And announcing it.
Yeah. It is. It's announcing it might get you a little knock at the door. So that should be a little concerning.
Well, she's driving. No one's going to be knocking at her door.
Well, they might be knocking at her door while she's driving because she's also doing a live stream while driving.
I know, and looking right at the phone and freaking out like.
That entire thing right there was illegal itself. And so she's filming herself doing a crime. Well, not a crime, but still a traffic violation.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, it's not a crime. It's a traffic violation. It's still bad.
Driving dangerously or negligently. I think that's in the criminal code, is it not?
I don't. Yeah, but I don't think it's called dangerous driving if you're driving while using your phone. Although you could probably upgrade it, and there's an argument to upgrade it going like you're doing a live stream while losing your shit while driving on a highway. So, yeah, not a good look, my dear. But yeah, she's also talking about again. So it hit me as I was watching the video. Like, oh my god, I've heard this thing before. She's asking. That was the original STC convoy, what they were planning on doing in Toronto.
Well, that's why Carl was the only one who was on the bridge at the Ontario-Quebec border. Not the bridge, but at the Ontario-Quebec border, because he loves Crystal and he heard her call and he was like for real. And he's the only one dumb enough to think that he's like, that's going to happen. He is as hyped as she is. It's fucking hilarious. Like right when she said Ontario, Quebec, I'm like, Carl. Yeah,
but
that's why
that could be. But she also didn't specify which one, because apparently she doesn't understand that Ontario and Quebec have more than one sort of border crossing. Pretty big border.
I think Carl was the only one there, but other people were with the other crowd? I have no idea.
Which what? Yeah. So the other ones were at the 401. Carl might. I don't know where Carl was at. I don't know if he went to the one that we'll
No
probably
idea.
we're gonna be discussing a little later. But yeah, it's just so. We got some text here from Mr. George. In Ontario, it's illegal for drivers to talk, text, type, dial, or email using cell phones and other handheld communication and entertainment devices while operating a motor vehicle. And you're absolutely correct. I have no doubt in that whatsoever. But I'm not sure if I'd call it a crime as much as a traffic violation, because I'm pretty sure you're not going to get handcuffs for it as much as you're going to get a traffic ticket. And that's kind of the little stipulation I was kind of going with. And so that's what's illegal. And then it's just looking up what the response to it is. Are they going to give you a ticket? They're going to give you a fine? What's it going to
No,
be?
here it is. You could
Oh,
also get
fine.
charged with careless driving. You could face more charges for careless driving if you endanger other people because of any kind of distraction. This includes distraction by both handheld, phone, or hands-free Bluetooth devices. If convicted, oh, these are demerit points again. What the hell? I guess distracted driving is a thing, or careless driving.
It's more than likely it's going to depend on the situation. It's going to be at the officer's discretion because, again, it could be something as simple as, yeah, I'm going, I'm doing text messages while I'm at the red light. I got pulled over. They're going to give me a ticket because you know what? It's just going to be a ticket kind of thing. While I'm ranting like a lunatic going down at 120 down the highway on a TikTok live or a Facebook live, probably going to be looking at some different charges.
Well, and it's accumulative too. So your first conviction, you could get a fine of $6.15 up to a 3-day suspension. There's other things in between. The second conviction will bring you to a 7-day suspension and 6 demerit points. The other one was 3 demerit points. And the third and any further conviction would be 6 demerit points and a 30-day suspension, and eventually novice. Okay, those are novice. She's not a novice driver. You could lose your license altogether.
True.
You should lose your license altogether if you keep getting convicted of the same thing.
You can.
It's like being a drunk all the time behind the wheels.
Losing up to merit points, you lose your license.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, she's dumb. She's fucking psycho.
Yeah. Let's go.
Get in your cars and let's block in the cop cars. They won't let us out. We won't let them out, or something.
Yeah, that's like I said. That's exactly what they were saying in Toronto at the SCC convoy when they had their original plan for Toronto that didn't go through. So I wonder if she was the one that offered that plan.
Because nobody's stupid. And the March 19th one in Ottawa and everywhere else, million charges. How'd that go? Give it the fuck up, please. It'd be cool. Like Joe and I could talk about other shit. We don't have to talk about the same. It's just a different title, different poster, but same fucking failure every goddamn time.
Well, that also we find that entertaining too.
It kind of is entertaining, but it's also fucking annoying. There's other ways to be entertained.
Yeah.
Magic sex night or whatever it is.
That's true. We could focus more on the crazy thing from the flat earthers.
Yeah, like just be flat earthers and we can laugh at you. Don't be.
Yeah, could you imagine this just becomes like just watching the flat earthers and just challenging them? That could be fun.
Yeah.
Let's move our asses over to Cochrane, Alberta, where somebody we know, George.
What a dope! Like, if that's not trailer park fucking picture, I don't know what is.
Oh, George.
He looks like he's coming out of like this hour has 22 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
So numbers at the Cochrane camp, however, have clearly dropped. Guess what? It's after the first day because this is April 4th now, so it's about day 4. It's April 1st was the first day, and when everything and again, this may come as a shock to people. But having all this experience, having watched these guys, it was the same story. The first day, very strong. First weekend, very strong. Every day after that, downward trend. Always a downward trend. And so as everything about this particular tweet from Sisu Van Alberta. By the way, if you're not following Sisu, you should go follow Sisu. Everything about this tweet is just absolutely perfect and totally is in line with George. Numbers at the Cochrane camp, however, have clearly dropped. George is holding out hope for the weekend, but is starting to say he has to go back to work soon.
That's what everybody
have we-
has to do if they have a job.
It's true, but I mean, like,
And
what?
let's
to go
be
back to work?
clear. When we say the numbers
Yeah.
they have the numbers, they don't really have the numbers. It's just bigger than, we are comfortable with that many stupid people being in a province, but there's still like, even if you piled all from across the country, all of these chuds, the numbers, you still get like what, 300 people, 400 people maybe, but I'm thinking 300
I think they got about 100 people at this particular location.
and that was the way most.
Not even. Yeah.
So
But the number, the numbers they got, by the way, they got the numbers 1, but they don't have the number 2s.
they said that they had them. Septic wagon needed highway 1.
Appreciate you, as Sisu mentioned, there's a shitty situation going on there.
So George lied in his live stream when he said that they had the porta potties.
No, they have the porta potties, but when you use porta potties for a while,
you have to clean them out. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Isn't that part of the contract?
real. The shit's getting real.
Fuck, they're
They're
dumb.
up Shit's Creek without a paddle.
Fuck, they're dumb. They're shitheads.
They will be soon. Oh shit!
Shit for brains. Enough with the shenanigans. Fucking losers.
There's a shitstorm rolling in.
Go home.
That's the Leahy and the whole Trailer Park Boys thing. Shitnado's coming, kids. Shitnado's coming.
And the wind was really strong. They were fighting the wind.
Oh, you can smell it in the wind. Both ways. So, but this is not the only thing they had on there, because as Steve mentioned here, there is a list. Cochrane has now asked for a list for people to supply, and I didn't bother grabbing the full.
There.
Sorry?
They're trying to set up a camp there. They're so
Yeah,
dumb.
they're trying to set up a camp there, but if you
camp.
read this is almost identical.
It's the same
to the STC convoy one. Yeah,
it's a cut and paste.
Mhm.
Did they ask for diapers and first aid kits like the last time? Drinks.
Well, they asked for fire
drink
extinguishers. I'm
boxes
looking
for
through
kids?
here. They asked for generators and power refrigerator coolers. Juice box for kids. I'm like, all right.
They have it there.
They got juice box for kids. The last
it's a
thing on
cut and
the
paste.
right.
That's cut and paste.
Lotions and or organic coconut. That's kind of weird. Oh, wind is harsh. Okay,
Coconut
I get it.
oil. They want coconut oil because you can use it as lotion.
It's for the wind, I guess. First aid supplies, yes. So you got that one right.
Wait a second.
What?
But Freedom George was like rubbing ivermectin lotion all over his face because of the harsh wind, and he was like gonna tell everybody how they can get their hands on ivermectin lotion.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
That was a joke when everybody said to you guys, I bet you if they put ivermectin in a lotion, like we could sell it to them. And they went and did that. Like it's a joke. They want to rub that shit all over their body.
But George mentioned that they're winning. And you know what? I don't want to say anything he's saying. Because you know what? I'm going to let George tell you how they're doing.
It's okay. Don't you shed no tears. So keep it going, guys. Farmers, come on. We need you. Truckers, we also need you. Natives, we need you. Amish, we need you. We had some other different ethnicities.
I don't think the Amish will get the message.
Out here that I chatted with the other day. They support us. Indians and it's Pakistani people, some Chinese people. Yep. It's affecting everyone, so I still see it progressing and moving forward, and I know there's lots of people chattering in the background and stuff, so been a success so far. Been a success. We lost our crane for now. I'd have to go to work with the big axe to tax sign on it, but hopefully somebody else can come down. That would be cool. And if not, he'll be back when the crane is not booked to make some money. So I know they're over $300 an hour, those things. So thank you, Excalibur, again for letting us and bringing that sign out, letting us use your crane. That was really good. Really gets the message out there, and that's what we need, you guys. We need to keep our message more clear.
Yeah.
Axe to tax, stop the carbon tax, whatever you want to do. I think it's very important. We have a fella that's going to be getting some of the big white things. We're going to make some more signs along here.
The white things. You know when somebody, two things, has like no diversity in their friendships at all, when they don't know how to pronounce ethnicities because they don't use it very often, but also more so that it is such a big thing to you that Chinese people or East Indian people or Pakistani people agree with you, that you have to like tell everybody. Nobody cares. I spoke to people and they don't agree, or they agree. Like, do we say that? Like, do we always try to tell everybody all the different cultures that agree with us on our perspective? No, we don't. Just like get over that shit. Nobody agrees with you either. You didn't speak to Chinese people. You spoke to somebody that you thought was Chinese. One person, probably.
Probably spoke to one person. They were probably Vietnamese, not Chinese.
This is the point. Like, who cares, though, at the end of the day?
It's,
you think that you're going to round up all the Chinese people because you spoke to a couple of Chinese people? Do you think that's how it works? That all Chinese people agree with each other?
It's not even that. It doesn't matter for this particular issue, and that shouldn't be the focus in regards to it. It's like, no, I've talked to a bunch of people in regards to my issue, and that's it. Regardless of their ethnicity or religion or anything else, this is what it is. I mean,
they're just trying so hard to pull people in that they think using
we're a big universal thing. We're not that racist. Whatever you're trying to say as a messaging.
I spoke to a couple Chinese people, Indian, Pakistani, natives. We need you, and just calling out any minority group they can think of.
Yeah, I'm just like, no,
Amish, we need you. Natives, we need you.
Oh, yeah, the Amish one kills me. I'm like, yeah, okay, because that's what the Amish are doing right now. They're just sitting here watching your live stream.
Well, they came out to the Million March stupid thing.
Because of his live stream?
Amish people. I think they were Amish. I don't know if they were Amish.
Sure
they
had big.
They were maybe a Mormon. They're probably Mormon. My bad. Sorry, Amish. Mormon. It's probably Mormon.
Yeah, more likely. Well, there's either Mormon or what's the other one that starts with M?
Mennonites.
Mennonites. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you.
That's. I think that's exactly what you. Yeah. Mennonites. Hooterites. Is that
right? So it could be another one. Yeah, that could be another one. Absolutely. As a few people also mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or sorry, also Hooterites. So yeah, we got Mennonites and Hooterites. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, there could be a couple others. I should know, like the isolation of Amish people bigger technology because they just want to be independent people. Makes sense. Yeah, it's always been a kind of interesting thing. With side tangent here. Amish people have nothing against electricity. They just have a problem with being dependent on other groups. That's all it is. If they can make their own power, because I think there's an Amish group that does generate their own power, they'll use electrical devices.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's just understanding that particular nuance as to why they don't use electricity. It's not because they're trying to throw it back. They just want to be independent.
I think. Wait.
Yeah. So now we go over to Quebec. So that Quebec border, the one that we've been hearing about, let's go take a look. So this particular thing that they mentioned a little earlier was about them being kicked out. So let's actually hear, because again, it's a police that came in and a strong arm them, but let's actually hear what occurred.
We're here at the 401 Ontario-Quebec border, and the police are here to shut us down.
Okay, so we're listening and we're waiting, but we have things to do, so can we hurry this up?
What things do you have to do?
Hurry this up? We're here to listen, but nobody's talking. We have stuff to do. We're here to work. Many of us drove lots of miles to be here to work. For free. To save the country.
And that's
But that's what we're dealing with.
That's the seal of natural law.
I understand
Which I
you can be mad
represent.
at us.
I'm furious.
But we're not here
Law Lodge.
against you guys or whatnot.
You're asking us to leave.
Stand
That's
with
against
us.
us. You should stand with us if you're not against us. We're here for everyone's family.
Hold on, wait.
Yours too.
I want to hear what laws we broke.
Our natural laws came way before your corrupted laws.
Just listen to Monsieur Cormier, please.
You are in a service area which aim to allow road user to make short stop for safety reasons.
Okay, whoa, just no, just before you leave.
We ask you for safety reasons, we ask you to leave.
That's a note written on a notebook.
Or a warrant.
Le document de service qui vise à permettre aux usagers de la route de faire des arrêts de conduite. Les enjeux de sécurité, demandons de quitter les lieux de l'industrie.
Can I just ask a question? Who thought it was a good idea to write a little note on a notebook to come tell us to leave?
That's what a notebook is for.
Okay, one at a time.
Where is it in the traffic law?
Okay,
What do they want?
we don't need a judge signing a paper.
So you guys can just come with a piece of paper with a little note that says you want us to leave?
Friendly, telling you to leave. Now I'm
But
going to explain.
you guys are asking
now.
us to leave.
We're asking you to leave.
Mhm.
It's a private property. The Ministère du Transport.
Over there is public property?
Yes, it is. Is asking you to leave.
Is there a way that you can prove
Taxpayers'
that?
money.
I'm telling you, he's asking you to leave. We're going to give you time to leave. If not, we're going to read you an official paper and we're going to assist them and you will have to leave. If you will not leave, there's infractions and we can arrest you because you're here. That's how it's going to go. So that's the way it's going to be.
But what laws have we broken?
You're breaking a lot of laws.
So can you show us these laws? Can you show us these laws?
Do your own research.
Okay, I appreciate that.
An official paper that we're asking you to leave the acte routière, and if not, like I said, there's tickets that can be given to you guys, or if you don't want to leave, we're going to arrest you.
So,
That's how it's
okay,
gonna
but
work.
I don't understand. You guys keep saying for safety we can't be here.
Yes,
But yet, you guys are here all day, every day from what, like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and then you guys just leave.
Yeah,
It's not always.
If you're here for safety, you would be here at nighttime too.
We're giving you 30 minutes to pack your stuff and leave, or an hour, if not.
Nobody has showed us or said any laws
Okay,
that
well,
we've broken.
We're giving you 30 minutes.
Okay, but you
to
can't
leave,
you can't
and you're
just
gonna pack
enforce
your-
You
something
don't
when
get
you're
to
not going
decide
to give
what
us the
you can
laws that
do.
we've
We're
broken.
going to read you the real paper of the eviction, and you will have to leave. If
Why can't you
not,
just show it
it's
to
gonna be
us now?
assisted by us, and you will have to leave.
Why can't you
That's
just
how
show
it's
us?
gonna work.
I don't understand.
Shut up, buddy. Shut the fuck
She's
up.
got a gun, dude.
Yeah, that's why I can't be a cop.
I just don't understand why we can't know what laws we've broken. It's a very simple thing. If we're breaking laws, tell us the laws that we're breaking so we don't break them.
You can find out in front of a judge.
It's the basics.
What guy? What, the guy that's been driving around in the minivan sneaking up on us all the time?
Oh yeah, you feel sneaked up on, dude.
Like, I don't understand.
Here for the first time, then Maybe takes care of his.
You don't have to understand, buddy.
But you guys are all police officers, and not a single person can tell us any laws that we've broken. Just because someone wants us to leave, that's not a law.
But it's a private property.
Yes.
It's like if you're at your home and you want.
The service road is a private property? Because she just said it was public property.
To be honest, we'll see. C'est-tu privé ou c'est?
So if you guys are parked on the side of the road doing enforcement, and I don't want you to be there because it's public property, I can just come up and tell you to leave?
If he doesn't want us there, I guess he can get us out.
Stupid.
But if that's a public
Stupid as they
road,
come.
you understand what I'm saying, right?
No, nobody
You
understands.
can't tell us to leave, huh?
It's ridiculous. Come on now.
You were told.
Apparently we have half an hour to get out of here or we're all getting arrested.
Yes.
They won't tell us any laws that we've broken.
Oh, God.
Didn't do anything wrong. We're parked over there on public property. We're being told that we're breaking all sorts of laws. They won't tell us what laws we're breaking. Over there
You're
said it was public property. The
trespassing.
guy that just walked up
You
beside her said it was
stupid
private
fuck.
property. Apparently we're breaking all sorts of laws. Nobody wants
Why
to
aren't
tell us what laws
anybody in
we've
his
broken.
comments helping him
And
out?
this guy
'Cause they're
over here in the
stupid.
black jacket shows up with a notebook with a note written on it asking us to leave. So this is what we're looking at, people. They have come here to evict us.
Exactly.
And that's kind of the point. You're being evicted because you're on private property.
And the owner doesn't want you there. He keeps thinking that he's on public property because it's a road, but roads are driveways too. They can belong to there's like
Yeah. If you have a large acreage of property and your buildings and whatnot are certain points within there,
roads,
you could
yeah.
have a lot of private property.
Yeah,
And
I've
guess
got
what?
housing co-ops that are rows of houses, and that entire roadway is private property. It's their road, but it's private. It's not public.
You're in a townhouse condo, all the
Yeah.
pathways and parking areas, that's all private property. Every single inch of it. There is
Just
the
stupid.
definition of the definition of property is obviously there's a lot of specifics to it, but it's they will explain it to you if you want them to.
Not enough.
But
taste.
but when they explain it to you, understand it's not going to be on the roadside. They'll haul your fucking ass in front of a judge. Like, I'm not going to explain to you the law. He is, after I give him the charges of what I'm charging you with, and then he or she, sorry,
Not even like
or they
when
will
you get
explain to you what
convicted,
it is.
maybe. Yeah.
Well, more than likely, they're just going to evict them and force them off the property.
Well, the thing
If
is,
they
is
fight too much, they'll arrest them.
if
That's
they get
it.
charged, then they can Google their charge. Now they know what the charge is. They were just told.
Yeah,
That-
but
like,
then
the
they're going to
fact
go,
that
yeah,
he thinks
they're going to go sob
that
sim
they
the whole
have
shit.
to, have it on an official piece of paper for them to tell them.
They're just
that
going to go
they
sob
can
sim the
go.
whole thing, and it's going to be stupid.
This is why when people say like, having dialogue and stuff, like sometimes you can't. Like whoever still thinks that you can have any type of dialogue with these people after so many people have had to have dialogue with them, like because it's their job and they have no other choice, but that still doesn't work. Facts don't matter. None of it. Like it doesn't matter how clear the facts are and how,
mean-
as a functioning adult, you should know these things already.
What do you think these guys? How do you think you guys are responding in regards to threats of being removed? Willingly accepting it, moving on, or they're not going to do anything ridiculous, right? They're not going to do something stupid.
Well, they're talking stupid, so yeah, they will.
I mean, like taking the tires off their vehicles, that kind of stuff.
That's funny. Like they think that matters.
Yeah, they're going to do that because they
Yeah.
think if they take the tires off their vehicles,
You
they're
can
going to be
still
safe.
put that shit on a tow truck. It's not a fucking 18-wheeler. Like that's a big difference when it's an actual camion and you take off the tires. But these fucking little hatchbacks, you know what? If they did get towed, put
Yeah.
that shit on the back and drag that car without tires. I know it's
So
going
let
to
me show
ruin
you
the road.
another example of when they took off tires and how it ended up for them. Actually, I'm not going to tell you how it ended for them because you already know. This is the convoy. This is the tires off. Tell me how that ended.
With the gas canister open, bottles of water, garbage. Yeah. Well, gone. Impounded. Bye. Charges.
Exactly.
All
They'll
of it.
flatbed that shit, haul it off, and they're done with it. They don't care.
Yeah. See ya.
All this
And
stuff can be handled.
you don't think tow trucks are just going to willingly come and do this for their, like, it's not the convoy, nothing. I mean, you guys are trying to not make it like the convoy, and you are the convoy, but
Yeah.
it just doesn't have
You're
the
doing the
impact.
same tactics as the convoy.
They're trying to, but it can't because they don't have the power of numbers.
No, they're not inspiring as many people there.
Well, nobody cares.
I mean,
because people
but
are
I think this should be another indication because, and this is the only thing I haven't really fact checked, and this is something I challenge to people who are watching right now. If you can get this over information, a lot of the quote is saying that Pierre Polyev asked them to come do this.
Yeah, like he was announcing that kind of shit on his stupid commercially things.
Yeah. So if you guys can send me reference of that, I just kind of want to sort of counter that. Like, if he's truly doing that, like, I think this is kind of a response back to Pierre saying, listen, you asked your people to rise up against the carbon tax and to protest it. This is what you got. And it was a kind of an epic failure, bud. Like, what the hell? But yeah, by all means, send it to me. I'll make a response video during the week. And I'll put it up there so that we have something by Friday to discuss for sure. Mostly because
Yeah, he did a commercial. I'm gonna send it to you, but it was
All right.
basically to go outside of NDP and Liberal MPs' offices to protest. It's not even on True North. Let's just see if they have the video.
All right. Send it over to me. Again, we're not going to bother with this right now. Send it over to me, then we'll make a discussion for whether Friday, or I'll see if I can make a little video to go with it. But yeah, and
Yeah,
I
you
think
can
somebody
post
did send it to me. Perfect.
Yeah, sweet.
And yeah, we'll take a look at it then. But yeah, and I think PP needs to sort of get a grasp. Like, he sent out the message, these guys misinterpreted, did this whole weird stuff, and this is all the people that are responding to it. You got yourself a problem.
But not only that, they didn't misinterpret it. He did it in a way because he's trying to get everybody up in arms and angry about the carbon tax.
Rage farming.
And he wants to see big protests against the government about it. Let me tell you something. You're not going to get it. And you know what else, Pierre Polyev? The numbers are increasing for the Palestinian protests, which, and the fact that he goes out specifically, doesn't see any of his constituents that are, or, you know, he's the leader of the opposition, doesn't come out to the Palestinian rallies, but he hardcore goes out to the Israeli, like, has these functions or whatever, and goes and speaks at them and says the most disgusting things, just like he does.
Yep.
And he's going to the anti-LGBTQIA2S plus community stuff when he says anti-trans stuff, or uses dogs, like, you know, parental rights and all this other bullshit that he does. I don't think he's going to, I don't think he's going to win.
It's, yeah. And you know, a lot of people are like, oh, he's high in the polls. He's going to win. He's going to win. He's going to win. Like,
he's dropping though.
I keep thinking, yeah, he's going to drop because the Russian novelties weren't wearing off. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, I keep thinking back of some other political scientists that had mentioned this, Sheep King for one, and quite a few others, which is, he's the only one campaigning right now.
Right.
None of the other ones are, and as quite a few of them said, the Liberal campaign machine is very good and very strong, but it's not on right now.
Right. And
so it'll be
people are
interesting to
still
see.
aging in. A lot of people are aging in by 2025.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
the election. And so these people are not being polled right now.
Yeah. You've got a whole bunch of, That would be a kind of interesting poll that, I actually sort of venture to the polls and polling companies to actually start doing. When it comes to, and this might be kind of a way to increase voting because you get people participating early,
Yeah.
and B, just getting a better read, is start polling people under 18
Yeah, like
in
16,
regards to
17 years old.
But based on the sort of the coming elections. So let's say the 2025, you're polling people who are 17 right now because that's who's going to be going in there, like late 16, early 17, and kind of keep that demographic in there to see what kind of people are going to be coming in. This might increase engagement, but also give you a good indication as to, exactly as you said, who's coming in to replace the people.
And I think politicians, and not politicians, but the right wing knows about this, and I'll tell you why. You know how in the States they're trying to ban TikTok because of
Yeah.
some joke, being Chinese, but it turns out that the um what organize is it APAC? There's
Mhm.
a bunch of investors, Zionist investors, who are trying to purchase TikTok right now.
Well, a
Okay,
lot of
and
people
we
are trying
know
to purchase TikTok.
no, these guys made it clear that the problem that they're having is not a left and a right problem. It's a generational problem. It's the old
Yep.
people versus the young people. And TikTok is what is guiding the young people, and they need to get on it now. So they've made it very clear what their intention is. But anyway,
This is the
what I'm
foolishness of their argument too, which is, go ahead. Sorry for you
no,
first.
say it. Go ahead. No, this is the time.
No, you first because mine's long too, but yours is.
Well, the only other
right.
thing I was gonna say is,
Mhm.
so it's a kind of another topic,
Yeah.
sort of. It's the same topic, but do you know what the Toronto School Board and other Ontario school boards is trying to do? They're
Ban
trying
TikTok.
to sue TikTok and Instagram, maybe another social media platform, because they're trying to blame that on children being distracted in school. I know, teacher, have a no phone policy, or the drop the phone in this bucket here and come and collect it at the end of class. So if it rings, then you can double check to see if it's an emergency, but or
Yeah,
teach
it's
your
a stupid
kids,
thing.
or
Yeah.
be more interesting, whatever it is. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's stupid. So they're trying to stop kids essentially from being able to go on TikTok and whatever. So I feel like they're attacking it from another point of view where
Attacking for this. Yeah.
where they could maybe be successful, because I don't know that the Americans are going to be successful in actually banning TikTok, because the young people are going to be like, I don't fucking think so. And they are the voting
Yeah.
majority. Like, it's too
So,
late.
yeah, here's two things. So here's my thoughts on the whole idea of banning TikTok.
OCD
Go
is
ahead, and ban it. Get rid of it. Close it down. Shut it down. Because this young group is just too set in their ways to adapt and change. There's no way the
Yeah,
young
right.
people are going to jump onto the next
And not
technology
figure it out.
and figure it out before you could possibly catch up to it 20 years later. No, they're not capable of it at all. So go ahead, ban TikTok.
Listen,
That'll stop the problem.
this is the generation that figured out K-pop, like inundating hashtags with
Yeah.
K-pop. Like, you're not going to win.
Yeah, no, it's trying to block something from the young generation isn't going to be your solution. If that's you believe that's your solution, like, we crushed it, that's it, they're done. You're really, really not good at this.
I don't think they understand the meaning of resistance.
No, and the funny thing is, like we've seen this over the span of even our lifetime. We've seen changes and adoptions, and when people. I mean, I go back to one of the best ones that I can think of off the top of my head in regards to nerds, which is Napster. Napster came in. Napster was a technology that was being used by the young people. And one company came in. It's like, that's it. We're going to end this whole thing. We kill Napster. Done. No
Shutting it
more
down.
Napster. That's it. Nobody's gonna ever going to do this file sharing thing again because we killed Napster. What's LimeWire? What's this? What's that? What's torrents? What's going on here? You didn't address the problem. You tried to stop it by that.
Yeah.
The only thing that stopped the music sharing was iPhone coming in with and Spotify coming in with services that made it easier to deal with music
Yeah.
at a cheaper rate. So go ahead, continue fighting it the hard way. But until you kind of acknowledge and actually address the issues as to why this is going on, you're never gonna have the
They
solution. If
but
you
the
don't
thing
address the
is
problem in Palestine, you're gonna keep having the problem. If you don't address the
exactly.
inequalities, you're still gonna have the problem.
They just want to have the control over what media we are, like the generational media too, what media we're absorbing, what media we plan on passing down to our next
Yeah.
generations. Like
But guess what? That day and age
that ship has sailed.
that ship of sail is gone. People have cut the cable. People have cut the cord.
Yeah.
People are now on streaming services, and even sometimes, some cases, they're not on all the streaming services, and in some cases, not even on any of the streaming services.
Yeah.
You need to figure out something else because the idea of trying to control it, that's not going to work. You're going to need to do something more creative and clever. You're actually going to need to do work.
Yeah.
But we're overtime. I'm surprised.
11:11, make a wish.
11. Yes. So, my wish is for us to actually work on this and get this as a big number. Don't forget, all funds till the end of this month, I might extend a little bit, will be doubled. And the reason why I'm using this month and into the next month is because income tax, you'll have some extra cash. You fund, I will double that.
Nice.
So please do. Up to $2,000. Be watching, we'll be waiting. I need to send a message out to public in regards to that too. Please help out Danny. As well as there's going to be another action this weekend. I believe Deana mentioned.
Yeah,
there's gonna be
actually, I
another
didn't check.
protest.
I didn't find anything that's happening on the weekend yet,
All right.
but for sure, Monday, April 15th,
Yes.
there's going to be an action. I believe it's during the day. I don't know.
I believe
hold
you're
on.
correct. I believe I remember hearing something about that.
Yeah.
So Deana will find that information. She'll send it to me and I'll post it on Twitter.
Yeah, and I'll
And
post
she
it on
will also post
Facebook.
it on our Facebook page so that you guys can see. Additionally, don't forget to join us on Fridays at 9 o'clock, where your voices are the most important part. Please speak up and request, and we'll continue. And also, Saturday, if you're on TikTok, come find me. We'll be doing some games. Till
Yes.
then,
I missed the last one.
good night, and thanks everybody for joining us.
Good night.
Good night. Oh yeah, and
One last
where's
one.
my one last thing? And don't forget, where's my mouse?
Thank you,
There we go.
TikTok scientist.
Tell me why. Fuck you. Get the fuck away from me. Yes, it does. Tell me why.